Hi Pisces. This is your July 2019 reading. Welcome to it. So let's see, where am I going to begin? Well, first I'm going to begin by lighting up some Palo Santo and clearing the air here. Many of you, just like honestly the rest of the signs, I feel like, all of us at this time are really going through intense, deep growth, so it's, and yes, well, so it is deeper, so it's internal, but it will and does manifest on the external outer world as well. But however, I think for a lot of people, there's been a lot of things that were buried for a long time, bubbling up to the surface, and it can be, a little bit shocking to the system. So I think some people, including you, may have felt a little shocked by these feelings and maybe even memories coming up. Perhaps many of you have been finding memories come up in your dreams. Yeah, like repressed memories. And the dream feels so real that you're questioning whether this thing really happened or not. And for many of you, I think that it probably did in some way. Maybe not the exact same scenario that you're dreaming of, but definitely something along those lines. So it is something that you have to kind of work out and clear in your system, You're no stranger to traveling through the deep waters, right? But you're mutable, so you can travel through the deep and go up to the surface. You can be in the center, you can be all over, you can be in the waves even. You're changeable. So I was shuffling, as I do, for an affirmation card for you guys from the Universe Has Your Back deck before I turned the camera on, and you guys got my capacity to tune in to the energy of love. Let me start over. My capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. So, of course, that may apply to what I was just speaking of, especially because for the card on the bottom of the deck underlying that energy of the main affirmation, you have I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. So that makes a lot of sense, right? And clearly, because of the different moon phases here on this card, I do feel like, not just for you, again, for all of the signs, that these things have to do with Jackson. Not with Jackson, but with the planetary cycles and the moon cycles and all the aspects that have been going on, okay? So no need to fret. This is all good stuff, okay? Honestly, any growth that anybody goes through is slightly uncomfortable, okay? And sometimes very uncomfortable, but it is so worth it. It's the same as if you're growing muscle, for example. You're going to be a little sore, right? Maybe very sore even. But it's worth it when you see the results. And you know that it's going to take time to see the results, by the way. I don't know why I'm using such a surfacey example. It's very interesting, especially for you guys, Pisces. Maybe you need that right now, though. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're a little tired recently of diving deep, so deep, not only for yourself, but for others, I feel, in a way. You may have been like a companion. I don't know why I'm getting that. Like a companion for some other people recently, where it's like metaphorically you're holding their hand as they dive into the deeper waters that they haven't traveled before, or not, at least in a very, very, very long time. And it's like, for whatever reason, you know how to do this, and you are very familiar with those waters, so you are helping them, but it's exhausting in the process. So interesting. Let me take a sip of my coffee real quick. All right. So before I get started with the rest of my reading, or the main portion of the reading, I'm going to shuffle you guys the Angels of Atlantis Oracle deck for an Archangel card. This will be the Archangel energy that may be surrounding you, that you may be able to call upon, or that has a message for you for this month of July 2019, Pisces, okay? So, Archangel has a message for the sign of Pisces, Sun and Rising, for the month of July 2019. Pisces, Sun and Rising. Whoa. Interesting, very interesting. What is on the bottom of the deck? Oh, yep. Okay. So, you guys got Sandalphon, and the message is intention. And the bottom of the deck is Archangel Michael, transmutation, which is kind of what I think you've been going through, as I explained. This is the one card that I do read from the book for, to provide, just more clarity for everybody. So let's see. Okay. Sandalphon, the sacred guardian. So intention. Drawing this card means Sandalphon is asking you to make a list of your many expectations, as these are the seeds of your intentions. Thought creates reality, and so, by revealing this card, you're being asked to truly specify what you intend and to place a purpose to that intention. From clearly defined purpose, your experience is wrought. The angels want you to experience love, joy, and success. Therefore, visualize yourself and your intimates in gratitude, joyously experiencing the outcome of your intention. This is the kernel from which abundance grows. Chant, hey, Hay, hey, in praise of the joy that you feel. That's awesome. Yeah. So exactly, that is, as well, as they said, how to manifest, is to kind of experience the feeling in your mind's eye with yourself and those that you love, already experiencing having that which makes your heart fly, okay? I almost wanted to say flutter, which is the same thing, but fly, soar, I feel like gives it more of an impact. Or at least, for whatever reason, I was led to change what I was going to say from flutter to soar, or fly. Okay. So, for the main part of the reading, guys, what I do is, first of all, I use many decks, and that's just the way I do it. It's how I get a lot more clarity on things. Especially when particular decks that I use for particular things, that's just like what I see them as. So for the one I'm shuffling right now, for example, is the card I always use for the mental realm. So I shuffle 4 different oracle decks for 4 different cards, different areas of life. So the first one's mind, then body, spirit, and then the 4th card is your love card. So it doesn't have to be romantic, but it's any of your closest relationships. Well, it's going to be a message for one, as I hold 2 fingers up. Yeah, I'm real specific. I'm not confusing at all. So once I do that, though, after I get all 4 cards, I then will clarify using tarot. Different tarot decks, okay? And I'll do one tarot card per oracle to clarify. And, typically, guys, it's just a double affirmation for you. When you already get the message from the oracle, the tarot is just going to clarify even more, telling you this is true for you and very important. And then last but not least, I shuffle for an animal oracle to see which animal has a message for you, which animal might be making an appearance in your life, okay? Okay, so Pisces, what is the position of mind for Pisces? What's going on in the mind for Pisces? Sun and rising in July. Whoa. Jeez Louise. I'm not even sure if that was the card originally, but, whatever. Oh, wow. Okay, dream journal. But just journaling in general is your main message. So consistently writing about your feelings and activities stirs creative ideas and builds your confidence as a writer. This is kind of crazy, too, because what you received in the Archangel card said specifically to write your intentions as well. So very interesting. So this is your mind card. Some of you obviously may be writers, and others of you, this may just be a really healthy outlet for you to clear some things that are in your mind that are kind of in the back of your mind, so you're not even consciously fully aware of them, but you've been feeling maybe cloudy recently, and that's why. So if you clear this stuff in the back of your mind, it's no longer creating a fog in the front or in the conscious area of your mind, if that makes sense. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have pay attention to your dreams. It says you are receiving divine guidance while you sleep. Even if you don't remember your dreams, the answers are in your unconscious mind where they appear in order to help you. So there you go. Dream journal. So yeah, it's crazy because you're not the first sign, as far as the readings I've done thus far, who has, sorry, I'm just really observing this card. You're not the first sign who has really got a lot of messages regarding dreams specifically. I think a lot of people are having things come through in their dream world, okay? So clearly dream journaling is really a good thing for you and for everybody. I've been doing it. I've been having some crazy intense dreams, and it's weird because I used to say for the longest time, at least for 5-10 years, and I'm not saying that was 5-10 years consistently every single day of that 5 or 10 years, that I didn't ever have a dream that I remembered, but for the most part I barely remembered my dreams, and if I did, it was a teeny little piece of it. I did have maybe 1 or 2 dreams within that time frame that were very strange and very intense, and I did write them down, and I have them to this day, and they still seem super weird to me, but meaningful nonetheless. But recently, I will say I have been having the most vivid, crazy, not crazy, but just, I guess you could say bizarre, but also intense and real, very real. I don't think they were dreams in a way. Even though, as they say, when we're dreaming, we really are traveling through realms of real existence. Our soul is. So the dream is kind of real. But I really think that the dreams I'm having, particularly recently, I wake up feeling like I was just, my physical body feels like it was really living in that existence. Okay, my physical body actually has a reaction when I wake up as if my real body was there too. So it's very impactful. And not only that, but the dreams truly have helped me work some things out recently that I'm sorry, my computer just going psycho for some reason. Hopefully that stops. But they've helped me work some things out quite a bit. I'm going to turn this off because that doesn't sound right. Sorry. They've helped me work some things out quite a bit that I haven't been able to work out in years, that have left me feeling stuck, unable to really move forward, not so much because I couldn't just move forward, but because I almost didn't see the direction to go or how to even move into that direction, maybe, in a sense. You guys are definitely going through growth. But these dreams have really helped me uncover things, because I'm the type of person who learns much better through metaphors than if somebody were to try and explain something to me concretely with actual facts, So my dreams speak to me in metaphors as well, and that's why it's like I've been really able to understand what's going on in my psyche, things that I've held on to for the longest time since I was a child, and that have perpetuated additional circumstances. Wow. Oh my goodness. Additional circumstances that as well also perpetuated more of a feeling of stuckness or being frozen, or you know what I'm saying? So anyways, because they added to the heaviness and the confusion perhaps in my mind. Anyways, okay, so for your physical card, very interesting. You got two, not unlike many of the other signs so far. You got negativity and transform. Interesting, because when I was shuffling before, I kept noticing on the bottom of the deck, and it's not the same card now, but I kept noticing before, positive-minded people was on the bottom of the deck like 4 times as I was shuffling. And then you have here negativity and transform, and the person in the card of negativity looks ill, right? They look sick. And they're also not alone. They're surrounded by many other beings of their kind, it seems like. But what's more is that the number on the top of this card is 17, which breaks down to 8, which is also the same as this. 35 breaks down to 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 8s here, okay? That correlates to the 8th house of Scorpio. So first of all, some of you may have lots of Scorpio in your chart, but regardless of the sign, the 8th house is all about death and rebirth / transformation. Transforming into who you've always been meant to be. Transforming yourself just overall. And see any of these negative, I feel they're thoughts, okay? Because your thoughts create your reality, just as we were talking about with the Archangel card. You're transforming any negative thoughts now into positive ones, and you are actually transforming your future and your physical being. This is saying that any of your negative thinking patterns have been weighing you down physically, making you feel exhausted, okay? Like I was saying before. Also about, holding other people's hands to help them get into the depths of themselves, kind of feel like that's what this means, is that you're transforming others as well through this process. You really are helping others transform their life. But you have to make sure you take care of yourself in the process and don't let the negativity like seep into you, because many of you are likely empaths, and other people's energy definitely can and will affect you. And then you have commit to happiness on the bottom of the deck. So it's like literally telling you to take the time for yourself and to do the things that make you feel good, make your heart fly. There's a ton of animals here in nature. So I think that animals and just nature overall have a lot to do with your happiness. Especially if you spend time in nature alone to recharge. Because there's a 34 here, breaks down to 7. You know, the number in numerology, at least, of introspection. But in astrology, it's the 7th house of relationships, which is interesting. But that's the thing. I think that what it's saying there is that unless you take your own time to recharge and fill your cup back up when you feel depleted, you can't necessarily be of assistance to others. You know, you can't give others your best necessarily, because your spirit isn't able to come through fully when your body is so heavy, so dense. I'm saying, like your heart, I mean, it's not able to dance lightly through life. Exercise your vibes. Okay, so we're going to shuffle for your spirit card now. Spirit card for Pisces. What's going on with Pisces spirit in the month of July 2019? Pisces spirit. Whoa, did you see that? Wow. I love it when this happens, gotta say, because look at that. Walk it off. And then seek solitude, bottom of the deck. And that's 33, which is 6, the 6th house of your health and your routines and your daily, structures. It's like crazy. Walk it off is like, what I'm getting from this card, and I kept hearing it actually, which is so interesting, and I forgot until just now. Before I started your reading, I kept hearing, the phrase from the song, bridge over troubled waters, bridge over troubled waters, bridge over troubled waters, walk over it. So walk it off. Clearly, again, I'm saying spend time in nature to get all of that energy out of you. And since this person's barefoot, I'm going to also say that maybe you guys need to ground, by barefoot walking in the ground and exchanging ions with the earth, to release things that you've taken on from others. It's so funny, my laptop that I was having trouble with, it's an hour, for some reason the clock on it is an hour before the clock everywhere else in my house and on my phone. But the clock on it is 11:11 right now. However, it's 12:11. It's just so funny because it just turned back on and it stopped at 11:11. Give me a second. I don't know why. I always have to prove myself, so I'm going to show you that it said that. I just took that picture. And yes, my background is a beautiful Ariel, Little Mermaid. Some people say she was a Pisces. Some of you may have an affinity with mermaids. Sea creatures. Seahorses, I'm getting. Maybe seahorses are, could be some of your spirit animal. Maybe some of the healing you can do as far as, grounding is going to be at a beach, actually, that you can definitely release and heal and recharge your energy at the beach, even at night. Actually, I think for many of you at night would be even better. There is nothing like walking on the beach at night. Be safe, of course, but, Okay, so let's shuffle for your love. Excuse me. What's going on with Pisces? Whoa. On. Wow. Friendship. You got the card that says friendship. And on the bottom of the deck is forgiveness, interestingly enough. So maybe some of you out there have a situation that began as friendship, began as a friend. Maybe this is a close friend of yours that is a very important part to your life, or has been. And something happened, something occurred. It could be a part of this negativity as well, but something happened where there is a need for forgiveness because it could be harming you more than anything, and as it does. When we don't forgive and we hold on to anger, it does weigh us down. There's just no denying that. This could even be for some of you that somebody that you were involved in a romantic relationship with. Even if you've ended that type of relationship with this person because of certain things that, again, are going to require some forgiveness on your end, I think that for some of you, this person could be a real, soulmate as far as like being in your life. So maybe there's a need to be friends, to stay in each other's lives in whatever way. So there is a need to forgive and try and be lighthearted about this situation. Maybe that's also what this transform could be regarding, transforming of a relationship in some way. But either way, there is absolutely a need to release something that you've been holding on to that has been exhausting you. I'm thinking about how some of you may need to remind yourselves of the good times where you were more friendly with this person, because that'll remind you of some of the good qualities that maybe you've forgotten or you just aren't seeing or remembering right now because you're holding on to the pain, you're holding on to the negativity, which is understandable, but again, it harms you more than anybody else, and it's blocking you from actually being happy in other ways, whether with this person or with anybody else. Oh, wrong deck. Don't use this deck yet. Okay, but I'm going to clarify now your mind card. of journaling. Some of you may clench your jaw as well at night, especially during this time where you're having these dreams that are so intense. And so you may be like going through the day, noticing that your jaw is sore and massaging it or wanting to, or maybe you get lockjaw. I don't know. That could also just be that coming to me could also just be because maybe some of you have a blocked throat chakra and you need to express something. Once again, journaling will help you to release that stuff. What is this card want to go out there for? Okay, guys. So, again, I almost said Scorpio. So Scorpio may have a real significance for some of you. But anyway, Pisces. Please clarify this card for Pisces about what's going on in their mind. In July 2019. The moon. Interesting. The moon and the Empress. Very interesting. Pisces mind. July 2019. Pisces mind. Okay. Really? Too many freaking. Okay. Oh, damn. Damn, girl, damn. I don't know why I wanted to say damn, girl. I might be talking to guys, but you know what? It's okay. It's funny that I say that, though, with this card, the Emperor, coming out. Because typically the Emperor is known to be more of a masculine energy. Not necessarily, though. It is the card of Aries, which I am, by the way. I'm a Pisces in Vedic astrology. And I was actually supposed to be born a Pisces, but I decided to wait 2 more weeks till I was born. So, yeah. But it is Aries as well as the energy of it represents structures, having regulation in your, having routine. I believe we were discussing this as well when it came to this for your health. But also beyond that is the authority of your own life. My back is killing me all of a sudden. This is interesting because your back also represents your structure, it's your backbone. It stabilizes your body. This is super interesting. Well, one thing here too that it applies to the Emperor card is the first word, consistently. That is this energy. Consistently writing about your feelings and activities stirs creative ideas and builds your confidence as a writer. So again, I think when we were discussing this at first, I was saying that some of you may be feeling stuck or may have felt directionless. And then, of course, we had that Archangel card, which kind of clarified that as well, setting intentions. But if you've been feeling like directionless or unable to choose a path because, again, of things that are like clouding up your mind, well, this is kind of clarifying that to help you find that path, to help you find that authority of your own life and direction. And because this is, technically in the tarot, the father energy, whether you're male or female and whether you're a father or not, or a mother or not. So it's not like what that's about. Not specifically that word's meaning. What it means is, if you think of the archetype of father, mother, or divine masculine, divine feminine, father represents the more authoritative, assertive energy, whereas mother is more receptive, nurturing, blah, blah, blah. Father provides structure, order, which we all need. We need both of those energies within us, within our own selves. So again, there is a real need to balance that out. I'm gonna say too that because I just said that, I have a strong feeling that many of you may need to balance your masculine energy, and this is a way to do that. Yeah, and this is clarifying. The Emperor card is the King of Pentacles, which is a very similar energy if you really think about it. I mean, the King of Pentacles is like that person who's, again, very stable, very structured, very supporting. So it's a support because it's so stable. It is reliable, steady support. It's not gonna, move around with the wind or fall with the wind or whatever you want to say. It's going to stay put. So that is a very clear message, I believe, for you, that your mind has been what's preventing you, whoever I'm speaking to, from being able to really fully move forward with something, with your destiny, honestly, your real path. So let's clarify your body card. Pisces physical body cards. What's going on with Pisces physical body in July 2019? What's going on with Pisces physical body in July 2019? One more shuffle here. Pisces physical body in July 2019. What's going on with Pisces physical body in July 2019? Pisces physical body in July 2019. Whoa, did you see that? Okay. Okay. Did I say to you that I'm not reading these reversed regardless of how they come out? I probably didn't, but that's what I'm doing for every sign, what I have already been doing, so this is what I'm going to continue doing. The card that came out for you is the Ace of Spirals, which is the Ace of Wands in traditional tarot. Interestingly enough, could be applied as another Aries card, particularly in this deck because it does have the ram on it. But not only that, it's a fire energy because it's a wand, and since it's an ace, it is more associated to Aries energy over any other fire sign because it's the spark. It's the initial spark, the initiation. And this energy, yes, is very courageous, is very confident, is a very creative force, just like a spark of fire, the beginning of a fire. Where is it going to go? Well, it's going to go and it's going to blaze ahead wherever it wants to because it has the courage to do so. And it's going to get creative as far as how it's going to survive through this. It's going to go here, there, wherever it needs to go. So this is telling me that you being able to transform your energy and, release this negativity, transform the negativity into committing to happiness. Any negative thoughts, transform them to positive. Commit to the happiness is going to bring you back your energy, your creative force, your enthusiasm for life, childlike wonderment, really, overall. Bottom of the deck. Is the Page of Pentacles, which in this deck is titled the Acrobat, which is kind of awesome. That kind of says to me what I was just talking about, acrobatics, but in the mind, transforming those thoughts, those negative things that people are maybe leaving with you into positive, happy thoughts, and also thinking of your future in the way of you already have it, thinking of your future with those that you love in the sense of feeling so grateful for having that thing that you want, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in this life, okay, as far as right now goes. Okay. And so for Spirit, again, you got walk it off. Walk it off. Now for this particular card, I'm using a different type of tarot deck. I'm using the Osho Zen Tarot. So for some of you, unless you're familiar with it, you might not realize that every card in the deck is connected and is correlated to a particular tarot card. So it is technically a tarot. It's just not very much. It doesn't look that way because it looks much more like an oracle deck, okay? So it's very simple word and imagery to just get the point across in a specific way. But I think that that's perfect to clarify for Spirit. So this is what I'm doing. So we clarify for Pisces what's going on with their Spirit in July 2019. Pisces Spirit in July 2019. How did that happen? Oy. Pisces Spirit in July 2019. Wow. Wow, Pisces. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So again, bridge over troubled waters. That's what this is. This is seeing beyond the illusions, seeing beyond the troubled waters, walking over them, walking above them, beyond into the reality of what is. And that takes, what does that take? It takes presence. It takes consciousness. Being stable and rooted in your body without reacting, without feeling anxious, just feeling comfortable in yourself in all moments and not, just being calm. So you don't have to be a certain way for any particular person necessarily, or even because of your own past things that create a feeling of anxiety that you have to perform for others, You don't have to do that when you release all of that, when you walk it off so that you can move into other situations calmly. Some of you may need more exercise to get some of that energy out of you. Sometimes just sitting with energy can be one of the most toxic things because you're just letting it fester in you, and it might not even be your own, truly, especially if you're helping others with this kind of thing, with them transforming in some way. Maybe some of you are therapists or healers of some modality. And especially for you. It's extremely important to get that energy out of you, because we are human beings. Well, we're spiritual beings, number one. But in these bodies, it's not like these bodies totally shield us from connecting to to each other's energy, so much so that especially if we're extremely in tune with our emotions and with our energy, we may pick up other people's energy and literally root it into our own in some way without even realizing. And if we're not doing anything to exert that energy or express it outward, then we're just holding it all within, and it can manifest into all kinds of things, just plenty of health ailments, but at the simplest, just exhaustion, exhaustion for what you may think is no good reason. And some people might think it would seem like the opposite thing to do would be to work out or to move your body even more. But that's actually exactly what you should do, because it's like you're getting energy out of you, you're getting your heart beating, which gets you back in touch, really gets you back in connection with spirit, because that's where you are. That's where your spirit resides, is your heart. Okay, so cardio may be a big thing. And cardio doesn't mean just running either. You can do cardio in many ways, okay? There's plenty of yoga even out there that is specifically meant to help the heart. Oh my God, look at that. Again, the Emperor. Interesting. Speaking of exerting your energy. But there's plenty of yoga practices as well that are specifically geared toward helping the heart be more healthy, or getting the heart going just in general. There's even just breathing exercises you can do, which another thing that I was funnily looking up right before doing this reading, and I was thinking it was for myself, but maybe this applies to you guys as well, was exactly that. Breathing exercises for more energy. So look into that if you guys are struggling with your energy lately. So we're going to shuffle now for your clarifier for your love card, guys. Remember, you got friendship. So let's clarify that. Pisces. What's going on with Pisces love in July? Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay. You got the Chariot. So the Chariot, is Cancer energy. But beyond that, beyond illusion. Just kidding. Beyond that, it is moving forward. It's victory. It is willpower and self-assertion. Having control over your life, truly, and getting the chariot of yourself moving forward. So I have a feeling that for many of you, again, this is applying to forgiveness and you have the power, because I feel you're a stronger individual than this other person, whoever you're dealing with, honestly. You don't let yourself get dragged into less conscious ways of being, because you are actually more powerful at this time than this person, because they have not evolved. They have not evolved to the level that you have thus far. They may in this lifetime, they may not, but that's not your problem, to be perfectly honest. And the thing is, you are much stronger than them spiritually at this time, and you have the ability to manifest new love, as well as new emotion, new emotional energy, whether it has to do with the specific person or not, but by forgiving. And I think that that's going to have to do with your affirmation as well. Again, my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up. I forgot this part. The compassion I need when it's time to forgive. And the power I need when I'm lost. The power I need when I'm lost. The compassion I need when it's time to forgive. The words I need when I'm ready to speak up. Wow. Yeah, and you do have the capacity very strongly to tune into the energy of love, which again is your heart frequency, your soul, your spirit coming through. You can close your eyes and see the truth. This is all the illusion, actually, But you can see the truth in your mind's eye very clearly. So this is saying I'm seeing like many of you, again, maybe you don't even realize how powerful you are at this time, but you guys are very, very powerful, whoever I'm tuning into. You are an incredible force in this lifetime, okay? And in this particular body, in this incarnation. And it's time to tap into that and to forgive any past things that you need to forgive. Maybe this is representing several people. It could even be for you, especially because I'm getting so much so that you're such a powerful force. Yeah, but I think that you've been really weighed down, particularly because you're so powerful, if that makes any sense. And when you forgive, you're going to literally, one by one, the weights that have been on you, on your back, weighing you down, creating much more gravity in your life, are going to one by one lift off. And you're going to feel lighter and lighter and more like yourself, more in touch with who you actually are. You're going to be so much more in touch with your intuition. But again, it's going to take your will to do this, your self-assertion to do this. And we have that in both the mind's position. Well, honestly, it's in every position if you really look at it, because the Ace of Spirals, the Ace of Wands is that exact thing too. It's a force. It's a creative force. So pretty amazing. So journaling is going to help you keep your mind structured, regulated, so that you don't go down one way or down the other way too far. You're going to have your creative force back with letting go or transforming this negativity into something positive. Again, walk it off, get into nature, go to the beach, and you will see clearly. You'll begin to see clarity again inside of yourself. It's time for you to move forward, forgive, and release. And you know what? Whatever happens after that is honestly better for you. So you may propel this other person into growing faster or, evolving. And again, if not, that's not your problem. But you are going to open space now once you forgive and let go of the hurt. Because if you don't let go of the hurt, you're holding that in yourself and holding on to that, meaning you're telling the universe that you have that space closed still. It's not open for business. So even if there is that perfect person for you right around the corner trying to find you, maybe they're in the position that they're ready, they're not going to be able to find you energetically because that space is closed, if that makes sense. It's like they're literally blocked from you. So forgiving is extremely important to move forward. And be friends with your enemy, okay? Basically. Yeah, so last but not least, I'm going to pull you an animal oracle card. This is your final card of the night. Aw. Well, swan. Again, this may be an animal that you see in waking life, in your dreams. Maybe somehow your subconscious transforms a cloud into this particular animal. You may hear about it, whatever mode or method or way that you experience this creature showing up for you. That's not exactly what matters. What matters is what you were experiencing before seeing this animal or hearing this animal, whatever. Because the message that this creature, this being has, will definitely apply to that thought. You know, there are no coincidence. Everything is synchronistic. Especially the more aware you are. Whoa. Archangel, spirit guidance, ancestors. What is the animal totem for Pisces in July? What is the animal totem for Pisces in July? Whoa. That's crazy. Really? Interesting. Fish. Just keep swimming. Which is what you are, guys. You are, the fish of the zodiac. I'm going to put this here in case you'd like to screenshot it for future reference. Hopefully you can see it. All right. So, the symbolism of the fish. Feminine energy, fertility, and abundance. The fish is a sacred symbol to many peoples and has assumed the form of deities and other supernatural beings. As a creature of the water, it is associated with feminine, life-giving energies and is often a character in creation myths. The trio, a tribe from the tropical rainforests of Brazil, tell the story of Parawa, a fisherman who is visited by a spirit woman that rises from the body of a fish, sort of like a mermaid. The spirit woman shows Parawa how to cultivate plants and how to cook them. To the Peck Indians of Honduras, the nine-eyed mermaid, really? Of course there'd be a mermaid and fish animal totem. The nine-eyed mermaid, Sirena, is the mother of all fish. The Peck people would have special ceremonies before fishing to ask Sirena for permission to take some of her offspring. In the painting, the head of a woman is framed within the body of the fish, emphasizing the feminine aspects of the animal spirit. That's very interesting, right? Because I was saying before that this told me maybe you guys are needing to balance out your masculine energies, but for some of you, it may even be your feminine energies, but it could even be both, honestly, because I'm kind of sensing that for some of you, it's not necessarily that they're like, what do I want to say? Well, they are imbalanced, but not that you're not using both of these energies. You may be completely using both of your masculine and your feminine energies quite a bit, but I think that I'm getting misplaced. So perhaps it's like certain things that you do that you would deem more masculine energy or vice versa, feminine energy. It's like misplaced, so you need to kind of switch things around, reorganize, shuffle some things around, and balance that out. Especially since we have creation here again, it's like all about, abundance, being abundant with creative energy. Again, this is creative force. So yeah. Well, that's all I have for you guys. This fish thing, the fish symbolism may be even more powerful than what I've described or than what the message says, but you tell me. I'm going to cut it off here because I don't want to be too long. We are at an hour actually. But I love you guys, and I hope that you received the messages you were seeking, or at least the affirmations you were seeking. Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, you can also ask me a question. I have been saying this for every sign. I'm doing a 1-question offer for free for everybody through email. You can email me your specific question, and I will do a card reading for you. It's not going to be this many cards, but it will still be using cards. And like I said, completely for free, but only one question. So you can do that. My email is ariatruth@gmail.com, ariatruth@gmail.com. It'll be written in the description below, as will all of the card decks that I used for this reading in the order that I used them as well. So yeah, so you can find that in the description box below. Or if you have any other things to say or questions, you can comment, like I said, and I will see you guys in August. Maybe I will be back in the middle of the month, which it almost is. So I'm not going to say for sure that I will, because I don't want to say that and then not end up being able to do it. But either way, I'll be back in August, of course. And until then, I hope you have a beautiful rest of July. Have a wonderful eclipse on the 16th, I believe. Yes. And what else? What else? Yeah, have a beautiful rest of July. And I will be back for August. Love you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Or night. Love you guys so much. Bye.